Hi everyone, I'm Mr. Tom. Welcome to another edition of Try This at Home. And today we're in my home, in my kitchen, to try baking. Now, I have some experience with cooking for myself. I've made everything from sandwiches to eggs, I've roasted a turkey, I've made casseroles and chili and all sorts of things. But I don't have very much experience with baking. So today we're going to see if I can bake something just by reading about it from a book. So this is for everyone who is brand new to baking, who just wants to see what it might be like. Now today's book is from our collection at the library. It's called Beat It and Bite It, Daring and Divine Chocolatey Desserts. When I saw chocolate, I thought that's something I want to try. So this is the cover. And the magic number for any books about cooking are 641. Can you see that? Okay. And so we're going to try the easiest recipe in the book, at least that seemed the easiest to me, because we're just starting out. And what I'm going to make is something called chocolate hazelnut peanut butter bars. Now, obviously, if you have a nut allergy, this will not be a recipe that you want to try at your house, but there are lots of other recipes in this book and many other books that we have at the library. I'm choosing a recipe that's going to work for the people that live in my house and what we are able to eat. Okay? So, let's talk about what we need to get started. Okay, first let's talk about safety and tools. The most important thing when you're cooking anything is to keep everything as safe as possible. So safety means a couple things. First, it means being clean. We want to make sure that everything that we use is as clean as we can. So I've already cleaned off my countertop, I've washed my hands, and I'm going to be using some clean dishes. All right. I've got a baking dish that we're going to use in the oven. I've got a spatula that we're going to use to stir, some measuring cups, measuring spoon, and a bowl for doing the mixing. These are all freshly clean. The other thing, of course, is that with baking or any kind of cooking, it's good to have some adult supervision. You're going to be using the oven today, which means things are going to get hot, and we want to use that very safely. We're not going to be doing any cutting today, but again, if you're going to do anything with cutting, you'd want to have an adult with you to help out. Okay? Next, let's talk about our ingredients. Now, when you're choosing recipes, one way to approach it is to look at what ingredients the recipe calls for. Do you have those ingredients at your house? If not, can you get them easily? Right now, grocery shopping is a little more complicated than it used to be. So today I tried to pick out something that used most of the ingredients that I already had or that I could get access to quickly. So today we're going to need a half a cup of butter, 1 egg, some peanut butter, some brown sugar, some vanilla extract, some flour, and some chocolate hazelnut spread. So the vanilla extract and the chocolate hazelnut spread were the two things that I didn't already have that I needed to get. What you have in your kitchen may decide what you decide to make. All right, so I've already started the first step. The first step in the book is to preheat your oven to 350 degrees. Getting the oven going means that it will be nice and warm by the time you're ready to put your dish into the oven to heat up. Okay? For step 2 in the book, it says to grease the baking pan with butter or cooking spray. Now there's already a lot of butter in this dish, so I'm just going to use cooking spray. Another rule besides being safe and being clean, don't get anything on the books if you can help it. The library books, I want to keep them nice and clean. So I'm going to be over here away from the book, and that'll help my dessert not stick to the pan when it's done. All right, step number 3 In a medium bowl, use a rubber spatula to mix the butter and the peanut butter until fluffy. Okay, so again I'm adding a half a cup of butter. Now the recipe suggests using softened butter, so I've actually put the butter in the microwave for just a couple seconds so it's nice and soft. Because I just got it out of the refrigerator a few minutes ago. Right, and then for peanut butter, I need a half a cup. So I've got my half cup here, and all right, so it's right up to the top of my measuring cup, so I'm going to add that in to my bowl. Alright, so some of that is going to stick to the cup and the spoon, so I'm going to add just a little bit extra just to make sure we get a full half cup there. Alright, and now we're just going to use our rubber spatula and mix that up. So I might have used slightly too big of a bowl. I asked for a medium bowl. I wanted to make sure it didn't overflow, but it might be a little too big because it's getting kind of spread out. So use a smaller bowl than I did. All right, what do we have next? Next we're going to add our full cup. I've already measured this one out. Full cup of brown sugar. And, all right. Mixing. The brown sugar might have sat just a little bit long, so we'll see how that goes. We do have brown sugar in our house, but we don't do a lot of baking with it, so it's mixing in. And just trying to get that good mixture. Everything kind of blended together. Nothing, can't really see the parts of the butter or the peanut butter or the sugar anymore. Right. Next step, add the egg and the vanilla extract. All right. Now, if you don't have a lot of experience with eggs, it can take some practice, and even then, you might still have an accident in which you get a little bit of shell into your dish. In this case, I didn't, but I was ready to go fishing for it if I had to. You don't want any, you usually don't want any eggshell in your dish. And it's always important to wash your hands after you've handled raw eggs. If you don't, it can make you sick. And so again, I'm going to mix in the egg, and we need vanilla extract. How much vanilla extract do we need? 1 teaspoon. Now, one thing I've always heard about vanilla extract is that a little bit goes a long way. So you might think, oh, vanilla, that'll make it taste good. Maybe add a little bit extra, it'll taste even better, but if you do that, it can take over the dish, or so I've heard. So I'm going to follow the recipe in the book exactly as it says. All right. And just do the 1 teaspoon. Okay, There we go. Drop that in. And we're mixing again. Mix, mix, mix. And a little bit of splashing there with the vanilla extract. Might have gotten a little on the book. Don't be like me. Right. All right, now that's coming together nicely. The egg and the vanilla extract made it a little bit more liquid, but I still think it'll thicken up pretty well. And then, especially when we add our next ingredient, which is a whole cup of flour. Going in with my whole cup measuring cup. And shake it down, it comes about right up to the top there. We'll add that in. All right. That side. And we'll mix all of that in. Now this is just regular flour. Those of you who might have a gluten allergy, you have probably already figured out ways to get around that, other types of flour that you can use. This is just plain old regular flour. And I'm starting to see flour getting very close to the book, so I'm going to move the book out of the way so we don't have any accidents. And keep on mixing. Now it's definitely getting thicker again with the flour. All right, and then it calls for a third of a cup of the chocolate hazelnut spread. And that. Oh, this is going to make a nice chocolatey flavor to the dessert. And we fill that up. And it's very thick, of course, so it's not just going to come out on its own. We're going to have to help it along. And again, making sure we get every last bit that we can so we get our full supply of the chocolate in there. And again, we're mixing that all in to the rest of the batter. The brown sugar and the flour and the peanut butter and the butter and the vanilla extract and the egg. It's going to be very thick. Right. And now it's time to add it to our pan. There's a little bit sticking to the sides of the bowl, but overall we got it mixed in very well and all out in one bit of dough. And then just spread it out over the pan so it's sort of even. It's definitely thicker in some spots than others right now, so I'm trying to even that out. Definitely not an expert. As you try this on your own, you may not be an expert the first time either, but it's always good to try new things and see how they go. And if they don't work out perfectly the first time, well, we learn from that and we try to do better next time. I would definitely use a smaller bowl next time, a few other things like that. Okay, so now I've got it pretty even, and the oven's been warming up for a while now. Let me just check the recipe to make sure I don't have to do anything else. Now we're going to bake this for about 30 minutes, and until the center is set or the sides are completely golden. All right, so I'm looking forward to that. So let's go put that in. All right, and while that is preparing, I'm going to go ahead and clean my dishes, and I'll come back and see you in a little bit when it's done. Okay, so here is the finished dish, fresh out of the oven. We're still letting it cool. So far, it looks about what I expected. There's probably ways to pretty it up, but I'm not worried about that right now. The real test is going to be how does it taste? And we'll find that out just as soon as it has a chance to cool. So, the chocolate hazelnut peanut butter bars have had a chance to cool, and I've just served myself up one. Now they're just a little bit crumbly. That might be because I was using slightly older brown sugar or something else that I did. I don't know, but let's take a little piece and see. Oh, very, very crumbly. And yeah, that's pretty good. It's got a strong peanut butter taste, a little bit lighter on the hazelnut or the chocolate. If I were to do it again, I'd probably tweak the chocolate a little bit higher. Probably go with fresher brown sugar, make it a little less crumbly, a little moister. But yeah, overall, I definitely think these are going to get eaten in my house. So I would say try this at home was a success. I'm looking forward to trying other recipes from other books. And if there's any other sort of try this at home that you'd like to suggest, you can reach out to us at youthservices@olpl.org. Or if you've tried any recipes on your own or tried anything else by reading about it from a book, let us know about that too. We'd love to hear from you. All right, so take care, everybody, and we'll see you again soon. Bye.